Hello, and a warm welcome to the program. I'm Melinda Akinlami. Our focus is on the Northwest today, but first, our top stories. We begin with security issues in Nasarawa State, where gunmen have killed one man identified as Mr. Gaba Yakubu and abducted two others in a community in Toto local government area. Confirming the incident to Channels Television, the police public relations officer, DSP Rahman Anansel, said the incident occurred on Monday morning when the gunmen invaded the residence of one Mr. Agaba Yakubu and in the process shot Mr. Yakubu Gaba and abducted two others. He said that about 2 a.m., a distress call was received by the divisional police officer who mobilized men to the scene and recovered the corpse, which was later released to the family based on requests for burial according to Islamic rites. On the abduction, he said the police commissioner has reinforced the Toto Police Division and launched a search and rescue operation. The politics now. The National Working Committee of the Labour Party has vowed to discipline any member that disrespects its constitution and leadership. Addressing a news conference against the backdrop of a recent engagement with Governor Alex Oti of Abia State, the national chairman, Mr. Julius Abure, insists that the Labour Party leadership has no vacuum and faults the governor's plans to convene a national congress to set up a caretaker committee. Mr. Abure maintains that the party would discipline any member who disrespects it, no matter how highly placed. The Global Observatory document published by the International Peace Institute on May this year shows that about 30,000 bandits are operating in the Northwest, spread across various groups ranging from 10 to over 1,000 fighters. Banditry is a serious crime that encompasses kidnapping, massacre, cattle rustling, and illegal possession of firearms, causing devastating impact on the region. The rise in bandits and their easy access to illicit weapons have impoverished farmers and hindered agricultural activities and trade in rural communities and expanded conflict zones. And this poses a significant risk to the socio-economic outlook in northwest Nigeria. The continued violent activities of these bandits threaten the region's stability and development. Even the resident doctors have continued their warning strike due to the abduction of their colleague in Kaduna State, which is also in the northern part of the country, and Kebbi has had its own fair cases of insecurity as well. To discuss this and other security challenges in Kebbi State, the Commissioner of Information and Culture, Mr. Yakubu Ahmed, joins us from Birin Kebbi, the state capital. A pleasure having you with us.
Being with you, thank you.
Now, what measures are the authorities in Kebbi State taking to address the concerns of doctors who are on strike over the kidnapping of their colleague who has been in captivity for over 8 months now?
Well, it's important for us to first and foremost understand the fact that although Kebbi State has had his own share of banditry activity, as it is the case in the entire North-West region, it's important for us to understand the fact that the case is no longer as bad in Kebbi as it used to be in other states of the Northwest.
So can you paint a picture, give us a true scenario of what is happening in Kebbi State?
Yeah, the scenario is this. Before the advent of this administration, before the present governor, Dr. Nasir Idris Karongo, became to power, the case has always been very bad as it was elsewhere. In fact, banditry activity, killings, and abductions were the order of the day before the coming of this administration. But on the assumption of office, our governor took it upon himself to interface and liaise with the security commands in the country, and a new approach was introduced. He took a number of measures. He spent a lot of resources in order to ensure certain critical deployments in the southern part of Kebbi State, where we have this banditry activity. As we speak today, the situation has normalized to some extent. The usual attacks we have everywhere before the advent of the administration is no longer happening. What happened was critical deployments were made in those areas I told you about, and a number of the bandits were waylaid, ambushed, and killed. As a result of which, in fact, in the first place, we don't have cells of bandits in the Kebbi state. They used to cross over from Niger state and the Zamfara state, where we border these two states. We have a local government, Danko Wasagu in Kebbi, one of the largest local governments in the country. This is where we border the two states, Zamfara and Niger state. Bandits that have cells there used to come over, cross over, perpetrate their activities, and rush back to those states. We took care of that because, as I said earlier, they rushed in, so we blocked their entrance. And the security agencies have done quite a good job. In the past, we've had news of a number of kingpins of bandits that have been killed in Kebbi State. As a result of this, there is no inch of Kebbi State where farming activities are not taking place today as a result of the measures taken. In fact, we have farmers that have crossed over from Niger and Zamfara State into Kebbi. They are now living within Kebbi landscape, and farming activities 100% it is taking place. In fact, we are expecting a bumper harvest this year in Kebbi State as a result of this. So I think it's important for us to understand this issue as it is, and then we now situate it very, very well.
Okay, so thank you for painting that picture so that we really understand what's happening in Kebbi State. But in those areas, like you mentioned, the south, where this banditry activities did take place, what impact did it have on the farmers and the rural communities?
It's obvious. Wherever you have banditry activity, where you have killings, abductions, farming cannot take place. Farming and any other business take place in an atmosphere of peace and tranquility. When these two are lacking, obviously nothing happens. That's why I'm saying no inch of Kebbi State that farming activities is not taking place, which means we have relative peace in Kebbi State, which also give credence to my claim that we have farmers from Niger State and Kebbi and Zamfara State that have come into Kebbi, established homes, and are conducting their farming activities. So on the whole, we have an atmosphere of peace in Kebbi State as a result of the measures. I want you to understand this. When this government came into office, it was a bad situation, very, very bad situation. But certain measures were taken, very critical measures, and critical deployments were made. As a result of which, we were able to nip these attacks into the bud. As I'm saying again, we're expecting a bumper harvest. Don't forget, Kebbi is Nigeria's hub of rice production. That is just by the way. We're also into a number of farm sugarcane, wheat, and all that. So it's the issue of food security in Nigeria. Peace in Kebbi State is very, very essential. Of course, it is essential in every other state in the Northwest and in every other state in Nigeria. But in Kebbi, being a production hub of food in the country, a very important factor in the food chain in Nigeria, it is very, very vital that we have peace here. Because it is from here because as I said earlier, we have the capacity, we have the land, the rivers. River Niger is close into Kebbi by over 100 kilometers. River Rima by over 250 kilometers. River Car, Gulbin Car we call it, by over 240 kilometers. So Kebbi is a rice production hub. It is very, very important for us to have peace here. And I think it is because of that our governor took it upon himself to do the needful in order to ensure that there is relative peace so that production of food will continue. But on the whole, I think we are good to go here in terms of food production.
Mr. Ahmed, on a final note now, what is the governor doing to ensure that this peace that Kebbi State is enjoying at the moment is permanent?
Yeah, we'll continue to spend resources accordingly. We'll continue to ensure that resources are channeled in a manner that will continue to maintain and sustain the peace we are having. Again, whatever it takes, the government of Kebbi State will continue to do it in order to ensure that peace reigns. Again, as I said earlier, when you have the capacity like we have in Kebbi State to ensure deployments, critical deployments, and to ensure that all the security agencies are doing what they're supposed to do, I think we'll continue to sustain this peace, inshallah, because as I said earlier, without peace, we cannot just do anything. Don't forget, it is just a part of Kebbi, as I told you earlier, that has this problem of banditry, and we're able to contain it, and we'll continue to contain it in the manner we've been containing it today, because as I said earlier, Nigeria can ill afford a Kebbi state that is not peaceful, can ill afford, because the food chain here is so large, so big, that Nigeria cannot afford to have problems in Kebbi state.
The Commissioner of Information and Culture in Kebbi State, Mr. Yakubu Ahmed, a pleasure sharing your thoughts with us on the program.
Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.
The security situation in Biringwari local government area in Kaduna State has been stabilized due to collaborative efforts of the state government and security agencies in the ongoing fight against banditry and terrorism in the area. Governor Uba Sani gave the hint when he flagged off the construction of a 35.6-kilometer road in Biringwari that will link 62 communities in the area. He notes that despite the security challenges in the area, his administration is committed to ensure that no part of the state is under the stronghold of criminal elements.
Biringwari local government area in the central part of Kaduna State is a major gateway into the state from many parts of Nigeria. However, the once agrarian local government has been in the news for the wrong reason for many years. No thanks to the activities of bandits and terrorists who have made life unbearable for the residents. This time, news about the area has to do with road infrastructure. Governor Uba Sani arrives in the community to flag off the construction of a road which will connect Bagoma to Gagumi through Agmonfari, Idilabo, Awaro, Tanshatkeji, and Sabo Lai.
For the benefit of the people of Biringwari and humanity in general.
The people are quite excited as they troop out to watch the official flag-off of the road construction by the governor, which aims to improve connectivity and economic development in the area.
For the past 6 months or so, from Biringwari to Kaduna, there has not been any report of any bandits. So we thank God and we thank the governor and the security agencies.
Governor Uba says the decision to launch the road project is pointed to his administration's commitment to infrastructure development and improving the lives of the people, even in the face of challenges.
Our administration rural transformation drive is fast gathering momentum. We are addressing our infrastructural deficits, bridging the urban and rural divide, reinventing local economies, boosting agriculture, and making rural life a pleasurable experience.
From Biringwari, Governor Sani and his entourage proceed to Kuriga in Chukun local government area, where over 100 students were kidnapped some months ago. He came to inspect the newly renovated school. He expresses confidence that the economy and security of Biringwari and the Chukun general will bounce back in no distant time.
We have reconstructed the school, remodeled the school, and furnished the school. The academic environment has really been enhanced, which is for me is very important. And the children are really doing very well in school. I've been talking to the school teachers, and they're giving me feedback.
Governor Sani believes that infrastructure development will help to improve security and also turn around the economy of the people of the areas positively.
We're still in Kaduna State, where Governor Uba Sani has inaugurated the State Skills Development Council as part of efforts to bridge the deficit and equip the youth and women with the right vocational and business skills. Inaugurating the council at the Sir Kashim Ibrahim Government House, Governor Sani says the construction of vocational and technology skills acquisition cities in several local government areas have reached advanced stages of completion. The governor also mentioned the collaboration between the Kaduna State government and the National Board for Technical Education, NBTE. Still in Kaduna State, the government has approved the payment of 470 million naira for the accreditation of various academic programs and courses in the 5 state-owned tertiary institutions and 7 technical and commercial secondary schools. A statement by the Commissioner for Education, Professor Muhammad Sani Bello, says the gesture is a demonstration of the firm commitment of the current administration to ensure uninterrupted provision of quality education in Kaduna State. The Commissioner explains that the release of funds for accreditation by relevant regulatory bodies is a prerequisite that ensures the validity and legality of courses studied and certificates awarded at the end of the academic programs. He also further disclosed that the governor has reduced the tuition fees across all state-owned tertiary institutions in order to increase access to education, improve the welfare of teachers, and provide a conducive learning environment. Let's move to Kaduna State now, where the government has assured its residents to invest over 30 billion naira in the state agricultural sector as part of measures to address irrigation challenges and other agricultural issues facing the sector. This is according to the state governor, Mr. Diko Rada, will boost productivity and increase the income generation of people and their fortunes in the state. Mr. Rada was speaking shortly after returning from annual vacation, told journalists that his trip to China is due to a commitment to improve the agricultural sector in the state. While announcing a strategy to tackle banditry and kidnapping, the governor appreciated the efforts of the federal government, but appealed for more support and collaboration.
We have since realized that there is no way you can alleviate the poverty level of the people. There is no way you can increase the economic prosperity of our people without addressing the issues of agriculture, knowing fully that about 90% of our population are engaged in agriculture. So we are going to address the issue of agriculture holistically, protecting throughout the value chain. We have gone to China, we have seek collaboration, and we are going to fully mechanize agriculture in the state to the best we could by creating mechanized centers in each of the local governments to allow smallholders farmers and large-scale farmers to lease some of these equipments and machineries so that they can reach the full potentials of their farms.
Still talking agriculture, the Minister of State for Defense, Mr. Bello Matawale, has donated 15 trailer loads of fertilizer to members of the All Progressives Congress in Zamfara State. The minister's donation was handed over to the party secretary by the APC State Chairman, Mr. Tukur Damfulani, for distribution to beneficiaries across the state. A press statement signed by the APC Publicity Secretary Program in Zamfara State, Mr. Yusuf Idris, says the gesture is part of President Bola Tinubu's agricultural transformation program. It adds that the minister's own gesture will boost agricultural output, economic growth, and development, especially during the current economic hardship. Mr. Danfulani explained that part of the fertilizer was allocated to the minister by the federal government, and he purchased additional trucks in order to complement the federal government's agricultural initiatives. The Kebbi State Governor, Mr. Nasiru Idris, has reiterated his promise to empower residents through various initiatives. He made the comment while flagging off the dispersal of 100,000 to 65,000 youths under the COVID-19 Action Recovery and Economic Stimulus Program known as NG Cares. According to Governor Idris, the program is crucial for improving the living conditions of beneficiaries as poverty eradication remains a priority of his administration. Our correspondent Salik Ilyasu has this report.
Traditional leaders, government officials, and youth from across Kebbi State gathered here to witness the flag off of the distribution of livelihood grants to 65,000 people in the state. 6.5 billion naira will be disbursed under the COVID-19 Action Recovery and Economic Stimulus Program, Area 1.
Your Excellency, the 65,000 number is not one time what you committed in January. It is not 2 times. It is not 3 times. It is over 4 times the initial target that you set in January 2024. Indeed, this is the largest subnational intervention in livelihood grants ever in the history of the CARES program and in the entire country.
Under the NG Cares program, multiple initiatives aimed at empowering the people of the state have been introduced.
42 micro projects were completed in the health sector, ranging from construction of dispensary to provision of free drugs. In the water and sanitation sector, 81 projects were completed and 5 micro projects were completed in the flood and erosion sector. All these micro projects cut across 21 local governments in the state.
Under this program, sir, you have allocated 1.25 billion naira, and I can assure you that we are going to intervene in not less than 60 to 70 communities with over 150 micro projects in the areas of education, water supply, and the health sector.
Speaking at the event, the governor disclosed that 65,000 people empowered are more than his initial target of 15,000 people.
Any program, whether state government program, federal government program, even international program, that 65 people, less privileged people will benefit on that program, is an excellent program. Let me at this juncture state that we are giving livelihood grant to 4 times of our initial target of 50,000 people. That we are able to reach this number of people and testament of how well the CARES program has done under my administration.
The beneficiaries are going to receive the alert. When you get the alert, please alert us so that we know. Those who receive alert, raise up your hands, celebrate, make a very
This initiative is expected to significantly boost economic activity and reduce poverty in the state. Sadiq Ilyasu, Channels Television News.
Meanwhile, in a bid to boost the economic prospects in Kebbi State, the government has partnered with the United Nations Development Programme, UNDP, to train 450 entrepreneurs under the Conditional Cash Transfer Program. The intensive training, held across 21 local government areas, is designed to equip beneficiaries with essential skills in business management, financial literacy, and digital literacy as well. According to the state coordinator of the Conditional Cash Transfer Unit, Mr. Mohammed Wankwai, participants gained valuable insights into financial management, entrepreneurship, and business planning, as well as access to credit facilities and resources to support their businesses.
Yes, is to get as much as we can from support for our citizens in Kebbi State, for any kind of support, and UNDP came in financially to support these small and medium-scale businesses, to train them on how to run businesses, and also to assist them financially to boost their businesses. We expect each of the participants to have a better knowledge of how to run businesses, because you could have even finance, but if you don't know how to manage your business, the business will run down finally. But if you have a good understanding of what business is, you will be able to manage your resources and boost your business.
That's the program today. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Melinda Akinlami.